Good morning, class, and welcome to our morning meeting for today, which is Wednesday, April 29th. So here is our day. Now, if today is Wednesday, say aloud what day was yesterday. Good, yesterday was Tuesday. And say aloud to your screen, what day is tomorrow? Awesome. Tomorrow will be the Thursday and it will be the 30th of April, so it will be the last day of April. Now, I couldn't find a whole lot of interesting things that happened on this day in history, except for one thing all the way back in 1852 when the very first edition of the thesaurus was published and released to the community. And a thesaurus is very similar to a dictionary, but instead of having the definitions of words, the thesaurus has words that are similar and words that mean almost the same thing. So, for example, if the word cold was in a thesaurus, then next to the word cold, they would have other words like cool or freezing or frigid that mean similar to cold. So that was released all the way back in 1852 on April 29th. We also have a special birthday today. This is Jerry Seinfeld, and he is celebrating his birthday today. And he is a famous actor and comedian and has done a lot in the television world in the United States. And his biggest hit was Seinfeld, which is named after his own last name. So let's jump on over to our weather for today. Which picture represents the weather that you see outside? For me right now, it is a little bit rainy mixed with a little bit of cloudy. So we have kind of a gloomy day here in Ohio. But go ahead and point to the picture that best represents what it looks like when you look out the window. And point to the temperature. Is it cool, cold, or warm or hot where you are? Awesome. So today we are going to be reading the book Giraffes Can't Dance. So let's begin. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthog started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor. But the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing, and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to." With that the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing! Yes, I am dancing! I am dancing!" Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." And that is the end of our beautiful story, Giraffes Can't Dance. And I love how this story taught us that we can do anything that we put our mind to and try out. And this book also reminded me how much I miss our dance parties in class. So our question for today is, what music was your favorite song that we danced to in class? And why did you like that song? Why did you like to dance to that song? For me, I loved the most to dance to probably the final countdown. That one was super fun. And every student, every one of you guys got involved in that song, and I loved that one. So that was my favorite. So my question is, what was your favorite song that we danced to? Have a great day of learning, boys and girls, and enjoy your Wednesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow for our morning meeting.